You should return to me in 2 days for your next healing. And be sure to use the salve that provide for pain relief. It's certainly pungent, but I promise it will smooth the aches if they return. May your journey to recovery be swift.
Next. Oh, gods. Of course it's you. Again. What is it this time? Oh, no. Let me guess. You shatter your pelvis falling down a mountain. Or perhaps you crack your skull headbutting an arc. Not that there's actually anything inside your head to protect. Let's sit down and let me take a look at you. And I'll have none of your usual bravo. Thank you. I don't need to hear about how it doesn't hurt too badly or it will heal with time. I said I don't want to hear it. I'm not doubting your courage. I'm merely your lack self-preservation. If you want to receive my services, you will sit quietly while I examine you. Better. Now, I can finally dedicate my full attention to what's bothering you. Where does it hurt? I see. At least today you don't have to respond with everywhere. Let's take a look at your chest, then. Allow me to open your shirt. That's much worse than what I was expecting, dear. Those scratches are deep. What did this to you? A heartbeat. And what were you doing anywhere near one of those foul creatures? More importantly, why weren't you wearing armor? Wait, you were wearing armor, but his claws broke through it? It must have been one of those harpy merchants to strike so powerfully. Meaning, of course, a beast far too dangerous for a flitting adventurer like you to deal with. Does it hurt when I press here? I apologize, dear. I was merely trying to determine whether your ribs were broken by the force of the blow, which it appears they were. I cannot imagine the effort it took to walk in here so nonchalantly despite the agony you must be in. That wasn't a compliment, dear. Hiding pain isn't brave. It's foolish. The most successful adventurers are those who push aside their ego to receive the help they need. It's a skill you should learn if you plan to continue down this path. Lie down on the bench for me. I will start by mending your bones. You must know the procedure by now. Close your eyes, relax your body as much as possible, and try to think positive thoughts. There. Perfect. After so many visits to me, your body's starting to become attuned to my spells. The magic flows so easily from my hands into your chest, fixing what has been broken and setting everything right. You can open your eyes, dear. Try to sit up for me. That seems easier for you. Now if I press here again. No pain? Good. Your internal injuries are healed. At least, of course. That still leaves these awful gashes across your chest. No, I'm not using my spells to heal them. Too much healing magic at one time diminishes your body's natural ability to repair itself. I'm afraid we'll have to use a more traditional treatment. Wait here for a moment. And don't touch my wind chimes like last time. They're supposed to softly reunite against one another, not jingle like coins as you poke them with your fingers. You're remarkably obedient today. I like to imagine you finally started to heed my advice, but no doubt it's simply due to the pain of your injuries keeping you distracted. Regardless, it's a welcome respite from your usual stubbornness. Now hold still while I cleanse your wounds with water. Harpies aren't exactly known for their hygiene. I can tell you want to tell me the story. You always feel the need to regale me with the tale of how you were injured, as if it were to compensate for the humiliation of needing my help. Go on. Then, this time though, perhaps you'll spare me all the bravo about how your heart was filled with justice. So you accepted a quest to attain a harpy's egg, despite the fact that it was intended for a party of seasoned adventurers who traveled to the cliffs where the harpies rest, and rather than attempt to sneak your way into their lair, you charged forward with your sword held high. And then you were attacked by so many harpies you had to jump off the cliff into the sea to escape. Tell me, when you struggled out of the armor weighing you down and foundering your way to the beach, did any part of your mind think back to the many bad decisions you made and reconsider them? Did you experience even the smallest moment of self-doubt as you watch your expensive caress sink to the ocean floor? No, of course you didn't. Even as you lumped back into town, I'm sure your thoughts only concern purchasing your next set of armor so you can try again. Because of that is the depth of your dedication of being a adventurer. Even if you're grievously injured, you somehow keep going. I told you to hold still, dear. I need to apply this ointment to your wounds. And yes, it is going to sting. A lot. But I'm sure a brave hero like you can handle it. Before you attempt to defend yourself, I think there's something you need to hear. Still your tongue and listen to me closely. Look, I don't know if you're aware, but other adventurers don't get injured anywhere near as often as you do. I just don't think you're cut out to be a hero. I'm not doubting your courage or your desire to do good, dear. You're clearly committed to helping people of this land. The problem is that you're not very good at strategizing or combat or anything, really. Before you attempt to defend yourself, why don't we look at the evidence? How about last week when you somehow sliced your hand open, drawing your sword from your scabbard? Or last month when every bone in your arm was shattered by the Droven warrior you decided to arm wrestle over a contract? I see you more often than some of my family members, even when the most daring adventurers rarely visit more once than a month. But you are constantly hopping through my doors with terrible wounds. Maybe it's time to reconsider heroism as a career path. Don't look so offended, dear. Put your ego aside and consider the facts for a moment. Tell me, how much do you spend on a set of armor currently rusting on the seabed? Now how much is your sword and shield? Those don't come cheap either. What about income? How much have you bought in from quest rewards and loot found in dungeons? That's not much at all. And didn't you have to pay for that vest you knocked over in Account's Keep? I'm sure that was expensive. So, when you add everything together, one moment. Goodness. Over the course of your entire adventuring career, you actually lost 70 gold. Any profit you made has been wiped out by equipment costs and paying for my services. You'll be wealthier if you just spent the last 2 years plowing fields. The numbers don't lie, dear. If you continue rushing off on these quests, you will end up in serious debt. How exactly were you planning on paying for your new set of armor? I'm sorry, but I don't think blacksmiths usually accept payment in free questing. Neither do I, for that matter. I hope you have enough left in your coin purse to pay me for my services. Don't get upset, dear. Not everyone is meant to be a hero. There is still honor in other fields of work. I know. You dreamed about being an adventurer since you were a small child, and you worked incredibly hard to achieve that dream. Please, believe me when I'm saying I'm not trying to demean your efforts, dear. I see the incredible determination and passion that drives you, and I admire it. I simply think you've chosen the wrong goal to chase. I'm finished with the ointment. You were very brave not to flinch, no matter how badly you must have stung. Now, I just need to bandage you up. I remember the first time you stumbled in here all too well. You looked scarcely older than a child, clutching your sword tightly as blood stained your tunic red. You've taken a contract to deal with rats in the cellar of a tavern, haven't you? The rats you could handle. The goblin used in the place as his lair was considerably more difficult. Despite the severity of your injury, you stood up as soon as I finished healing and announced you have to go take care of the last of the rats, then staggered out of there before I could stop you. I expected you passed out before you made it halfway to the tavern. Instead, you made it through the door before collapsing. I think I know you well enough, after all your visits to this place, to understand your mind. You're stubborn and strong-willed, but ultimately, you're directionless, chasing after your image of what an adventurer should be, without stopping to consider your own capabilities. That's why I'm taking charge now. As of this moment, your time as an adventurer is officially over. The guide master owes me a favor. I will use it to have you struck from the list of licensed members. I hear your protests, dear. Please understand, I'm not trying to cause you anguish, but we both know this is the only way. Better to end your career in this matter rather than succumbing to an injury I can't even heal. What now? Well, I have a proposal for you. I want you to work here with me as my assistant. I think it would be good for you, a better use of your talents, and perhaps seeing all kinds of terrible injuries that will make you finally appreciate just how fragile the human body is. Why did you make that face? This is an offer that will allow you to still help the common people while putting yourself at such a great risk. You'll still be a hero, just one that wields a scalpel rather than a sword. Please, don't go running off on another doomed quest. Stay with me. I can offer a room, a board, and a salary sustainable enough to wipe away your debts within a few short months. Thank you, Thea. You won't regret this. I promise. Despite the high demand for my talents, this isn't a difficult job. Your task will mainly be mixing ingredients for potions and keeping me stocked with supplies. Maybe undertaking some of the easier treatments once you've been trained. There's no need to look so dejected, dear. This isn't the end of your dream, merely a different path to your goal. Allow me to take you into my arms for a moment. For all the time I've spent intently focused on some part of your body while healing you, I've never actually been as close to you as this. I can feel how tight your muscles are from training. It's nice. Shh. There. Don't talk. Just settle into my embrace. Allow yourself a moment to recover. Feeling better? I'm glad. So often when you came to me, you would be grimacing with pain. Finally seeing your smile is delightful. I do have a small confession to make. Perhaps I have more than one reason for wishing you forego your venturing career. You have such a gorgeous face, and I would hate to see you come here one day with it permanently marred with some awful injury. I want you to stay perfect. I hope the flush slowly spreading across your chest isn't caused by your injury, dear. Tell me, is your heart beating fast? Are you finding it difficult to breathe normally? Very interesting symptoms. I have my suspicions as to the cause, but I'll keep them to myself for now. You can put your shirt back on, dear. I should mention one little thing about the terms of your employment. When I offered room and board, I'm afraid there actually isn't a room of your own. I do have a spare room, but it's far too dusty and filled with cobwebs to serve as a suitable accommodation. Would you have any objections to sharing my room with me? Wonderful, dear. I'm lucky to have such an eager assistant. I believe we'll have a fruitful partnership. I can't help but notice one injury you neglect to mention. Your lower lip has a small cut. This simply won't do. It's my duty as a healer to treat all of your injuries. I just know how to cure this, dear. I don't have to use my hands as a conduit for my healing magic. Any part of my body can be used. And to heal your lips, well, better. Of course. It would be neglect of me to assume you were completely healed. Perhaps we should try a few more times, just to be sure.